Listen to me. If you don't change the conversation you're having with yourself, you'll never change your life. You can go to all the seminars, you can buy all the books, you can watch all the motivational videos in the world, but if the voice inside your head is tearing you down, you're fighting a battle you're never gonna win. I'm telling you, the most dangerous conversation you have is not with your boss, not with your spouse, not with your friends. It's the one you have with yourself every single day. That's the conversation that determines how you wake up, how you grind, how you see the world, how you carry yourself. And some of you have been living with a voice in your head that's been lying to you, limiting you, keeping you on the sidelines. For 3 days, I want you to flip that conversation. For 3 days, stop rehearsing your failures and start rehearsing your victories. For 3 days, stop reminding yourself of every mistake you've made and start reminding yourself of what you're capable of. For 3 days, every time that negative voice tries to whisper, "You're not good enough, you're too late, you don't have what it takes," you speak back louder, "I'm built for this, I can do this, I will not quit." Do you understand what I'm saying? The problem is, you've been agreeing with the wrong voice. You've been co-signing on your doubt. You've been putting your signature on fear. And I'm telling you, the moment you shift that inner dialogue, you shift everything. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, before your feet even hit the floor, your mind is already talking. And most days, it's not talking life. It's talking excuses. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next week. That's why you hit snooze. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you keep letting opportunities slide. Because the first words you hear in the morning are words of defeat. And here's the truth. You cannot live a victorious life with a defeated vocabulary. So for 3 days, discipline yourself to change that conversation. When the alarm goes off, you don't say 5 more minutes. You say, "Let's go. Today I win. Today I execute. Today I move closer to my destiny." You talk yourself into action, not into delay. You don't realize how much power your words have. The reason you don't fight harder is because you've already told yourself you're weak. The reason you don't apply for that job is because you've already told yourself you're not qualified. The reason you don't leave that toxic relationship is because you've already told yourself you can't do better. Don't you see? You are building the prison you live in with the bricks of your own words, and the key is right there. All you have to do is change the script. All you have to do is start speaking life instead of death, victory instead of defeat, growth instead of excuses. I've seen people who had no money, no support, no degree, no connections. But they changed the conversation. They looked in the mirror and said, "I'm worth more than this. I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna die like this. I will build something with my life." And guess what? Their situation didn't change overnight, but their mind did. And when the mind changes, the grind changes. When the grind changes, the results change. That's why I'm telling you, just 3 days. Give me 3 days of a different conversation, and you won't even recognize yourself. And don't get it twisted. This isn't about some fake positive thinking. This isn't about pretending life is perfect. No, it's about choosing to stop being your own worst enemy. It's about choosing to coach yourself instead of curse yourself. Because right now, every time you fall short, you beat yourself down. Every time you make a mistake, you call yourself names you would never say to another human being. You've become your own bully, and you wonder why you don't feel like fighting, why you don't feel like pushing, why you don't feel like believing. Who wants to fight when the person inside is already telling you you've lost? So for 3 days, stop bullying yourself. For 3 days, start building yourself. Every time that old script shows up, you erase it and you rewrite it. When your mind says, I'm tired, you answer back, I've got more in me. When your mind says, I can't handle this, you answer, I was born to handle this. When your mind says, it's over, you answer, I'm just getting started. You fight back with words, you fight back with truth, you fight back with vision. Some of you think this is small, like words don't matter, but words are everything. The world you live in is created by the words you believe. And if you can believe the wrong ones for years and watch them destroy your confidence, your relationships, your potential, imagine what happens when you believe the right ones for just 3 days. Imagine waking up with a fire instead of fear. Imagine walking into your job or your class or your home with a posture of strength instead of insecurity. Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and finally recognizing the champion that's been buried under all those lies. That's what I'm asking for. Not a lifetime yet, not even a month. Just 3 days. 3 days of shifting the conversation from doubt to determination, from excuses to execution, from fear to faith. If you can do that, if you can commit to 3 days of speaking life, 3 days of declaring truth, 3 days of coaching yourself like a champion, I promise you, you won't want to go back. You'll feel it. You'll feel the strength in your spirit, the clarity in your mind, the courage in your steps. You'll see that you've been carrying the key the whole time, and once you see that, once you hear that new voice inside you, you'll never let the old one run your life again. Because the words you speak to yourself will either bury you or build you, and for 3 days I dare you to build. Listen to me, the reason so many people stay stuck is because they keep talking from where they are instead of talking from where they're going. They keep describing their reality instead of declaring their destiny. And if all you ever do is describe your situation, then your words will trap you in the same cycle. You wake up and you say, I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm stressed, I'm stuck. And guess what? You just rehearsed your reality. You just gave power to the exact place you're trying to leave. That's why it feels like you're running in circles, because you've been narrating the wrong story over your own life. For 3 days, I'm challenging you to stop speaking from where you are and start speaking from where you're going. Stop talking about the mountain, start talking about the summit. Stop talking about the desert, start talking about the river. Stop talking about the struggle, start talking about the victory on the other side. Because your words set your direction. Your words are like the steering wheel of your life, and if you keep saying, I can't, I don't, I'm not, then that's exactly where you're steering. But when you begin to speak like it's already done, when you begin to speak like the promise is already in your hands, you start steering toward your future. See, the people who rise, the people who break barriers, they don't wait until they're on top to talk like champions. They talk like champions when they're still at the bottom. They talk like winners when they're still behind. They declare what they're becoming before anyone else can see it. That's why their energy is different. That's why their confidence is different. Because they've trained themselves to live in the reality of where they're going, not just the reality of where they are. Some of you keep telling yourself, I'm broke, and you wonder why the money never comes. You're attracting more of what you confess. Stop saying, I'm broke. Start saying, I'm wealthy in spirit. I'm building, I'm grinding, I'm preparing for overflow. When you start talking like that, your brain shifts, your decisions shift. You no longer move like a person who's broke. You move like a person who's building wealth. And eventually your reality catches up with your words, or maybe you're telling yourself, I'm tired, I'm burned out, I can't take any more. That language keeps you weak. That language convinces your body to quit before the fight is even over. But if you flip it, if you start saying, I'm strong, I'm resilient, I was made for this, suddenly your body finds energy you didn't even know you had. Because the truth is, your body listens to your mouth. Your life listens to your language. Think about athletes. The great ones don't talk about losing. Even when they're down by 20, they don't say, well, it's over. No, they say, we're still in it, we're coming back, it's not finished yet. They talk from where they're going, not where they are. And because they keep speaking that way, they keep fighting that way. Some of you quit because you already declared defeat with your words. You surrendered with your mouth before the battle was even decided. That's why I'm telling you, for 3 days, discipline your tongue. For 3 days, speak as if you're already where you want to be. Walk into that job interview not saying, I hope they pick me, but I'm the best candidate for this role. Walk into that classroom not saying, I'm not smart enough, but I'm prepared, I belong, I'm ready to excel. Walk into that gym not saying, I'll never get in shape, but every rep is building the body I already see in my mind. You've been using your words like a mirror, reflecting your present. It's time to use them like a map, directing your future. Don't just repeat what is, declare what will be. And when you do that, you're gonna feel the shift. You're gonna see your shoulders square up, your walk get stronger, your mindset sharpen. Because the future version of you is waiting for you to speak it into existence. And don't worry about people who think you sound crazy. They'll say, how can you call yourself a leader when you're not leading anyone? How can you say you're successful when your bank account is empty? How can you say you're strong when you're still struggling? They won't understand because they only know how to talk about what they see. But you're not speaking for them, you're speaking for you. You're not declaring what is, you're declaring what's coming. And when it comes, those same people will look back and say, you always spoke it. You always knew it. You always carried yourself like it was done. This is why I say, don't wait until the finish line to talk like a champion. Talk like a champion at the starting line. Talk like a champion when you're still running. Talk like a champion when you've got blisters on your feet and sweat pouring down your face. Because the language of your mouth keeps your spirit alive when everything else in you wants to quit. For 3 days, I dare you to change the way you speak. Wake up and declare, I'm blessed, I'm focused, I'm walking in purpose. Throughout the day, remind yourself, I'm getting closer, I'm building momentum, I'm unstoppable. Before you go to bed, affirm, I did what I said I would do. Tomorrow I go even harder. You're not just repeating words. You're reprogramming your mind. You're teaching your spirit where it's headed. You're refusing to be defined by your current condition, and you're choosing to be defined by your future conviction. And if you can do that, if you can train your tongue to speak from where you're going instead of where you are, you'll notice your entire life shifting. Because once your words align with your vision, your actions will follow. And once your actions align with your words, your reality has no choice but to catch up with your destiny. So for 3 days, stop talking like a prisoner and start talking like a king. You can talk all day about who you want to be. You can talk all day about where you want to go. But if the words don't get matched with action, then it's just noise. And too many people are out here making noise, but they're not making moves. You tell yourself, I'm disciplined, I'm focused, I'm going to be successful. But the alarm goes off and you roll over. You tell yourself, I'm about to grind, but you scroll your phone for an hour. You tell yourself, I'm ready for change, but you keep doing the same things you've been doing for years. Listen to me. Your words have power, but their power is unleashed when they're followed by action. Words without action are empty. But words with action, that's unstoppable. For 3 days, I don't just want you to speak life. I want you to prove it. When you say to yourself, I'm disciplined, don't just let it be a nice affirmation. Show it. Discipline means you don't negotiate with your feelings. It means when you say, I'm getting up at 5, you get up at 5, no excuses. It means when you say, I'm going to work out. You don't just wear gym clothes and talk about fitness. You get under that weight, you run that mile, you do the work. It means when you say, I'm going to study. You put your phone on silent. You open the book. You take notes and you grind. You stop making promises with your lips that your lifestyle doesn't back up. Most people lose not because they didn't dream big enough, but because their actions were too small. They talk like giants but move like grasshoppers. They say, I want to be great, but their effort says, I'm fine being average. Don't let that be you. If you're going to talk big, then you've got to live big. You've got to move like your words matter. Because the only way to make your mind believe what you're saying is to back it up with proof. Every time you act on what you've declared, your mind learns this is real, we mean this isn't talk, this is truth. And when your mind learns that, you start to trust yourself in a new way. You stop doubting because you've built a track record with yourself. For 3 days, I want you to train yourself to be allergic to empty words. If you say it, you do it. Period. No negotiation, no delay, no excuses. You say, I'm going to eat clean. Then you put the junk food down and you follow through. You say, I'm going to save money. Then you stop wasting cash on things that don't matter and you put it aside. You say, I'm going to love my family better. Then you don't just talk about being present. You turn off the TV. You put down the phone. You give them your time. This is how you build integrity. This is how you build momentum. This is how you make your words flesh and blood instead of empty air. And don't think this is going to be easy. Your feelings are going to fight you. Your comfort zone is going to pull on you. The old you is going to whisper, it's not that serious, just say it and move on. But if you keep letting yourself off the hook, you're never going to grow. You've got to develop the toughness to say, if I said it, I meant it. If I declared it, I'm living it. If I talked it, I'm walking it. That's the gap between dreamers and doers. Dreamers talk, doers act, and the ones who act are the ones who change their lives. Imagine how different your life would look if, for just 3 days, every word you spoke to yourself got matched with a decision, an action, a move. If you say, I'm going to be focused today, you don't just repeat it. You cut out the distractions. You work the plan. You make progress. If you say, I'm a person of excellence, you don't just think about excellence. You show up on time. You prepare. You give 100% to everything in front of you. If you say, I'm healthy, you don't just smile at yourself in the mirror. You get up, you sweat, you choose the better meal, you take care of the body that's going to carry you to your destiny. This is where transformation happens. Because when your words and your actions line up, you create a force that nothing can stop. That's when confidence starts to build, not fake confidence, not social media confidence, but real confidence. Because deep down, you know you're living what you're saying. And when you live what you say, you start to trust yourself in a way that makes you unstoppable. That's why I don't want you to just repeat affirmations like they're magic spells. I want you to live them. You can say, I'm disciplined, all you want, but if your actions say otherwise, your mind knows you're lying. And when your mind knows you're lying, you lose power. But the moment your actions back up your words, the moment you follow through, your mind says, okay, this is real. This is who we are now. And that's when the transformation sticks. So for 3 days, no empty talk. No declarations without demonstrations. No affirmations without application. For 3 days, every word you speak is a contract you sign with your actions. And I promise you, if you live like that, you will see change so quickly it will shock you, because it's not the words alone that build your future. It's the words plus the work. And when you get both working together, there is nothing you can't do. If you said it, then do it. Here's the truth. You won't really know the power of what I'm saying until you test it for yourself. That's why I keep saying 3 days, not 3 years, not 3 months, 3 days. Because in 3 days, You can get a taste of what it feels like when your mind, your words, and your actions are finally working together instead of against each other. You've been talking yourself out of opportunities for so long. You've been convincing yourself to settle for so long. You don't even realize how much it's cost you. But if you would just flip it, if you would just give yourself a chance to run a different script, you would see you've been carrying more power than you ever imagined. So here's what happens when you test it. The first day, you'll feel awkward. It'll feel weird to talk to yourself differently. You'll want to go back to your old language because it's comfortable. That negative voice, that defeated voice, it's been living in your head rent, free for years, so it doesn't want to leave. But if you push through that awkwardness and you talk back anyway, you'll notice something. You start to feel a shift in your energy. You start to notice your shoulders straighten, your pace quicken, your mind get clearer. That's just day one. Day two, something clicks. You wake up, and instead of dragging yourself out of bed, you remind yourself, I'm built for this. I'm a winner. I'm moving toward my destiny. And because you spoke it, your body responds differently. You get up quicker. You handle things with more focus. It's not magic. It's the natural result of aligning your language with your purpose. You go through your day realizing, wait, I don't have to keep replaying my failures. I don't have to keep beating myself down. I can feed myself words that push me forward. And then when life throws something at you, when a problem comes, you don't fold as fast, because that inner voice isn't tearing you down anymore. It's coaching you through. By day three, you start to feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Control. Not control over the world, not control over other people, but control over you. Control over your attitude, your choices, your grind. You realize, I don't have to live by default. I don't have to stay stuck in the same patterns. I can create a new rhythm, a new momentum, a new life. And when you taste that kind of control, you'll never want to give it up. That's why I keep saying 3 days. Because once you feel it, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it's not about pretending everything is perfect. You'll still face challenges, you'll still have obstacles, but for the first time you won't be fighting against yourself. You won't be tripping over your own words. You won't be draining your own energy with toxic self-talk. Instead, you'll be fueling yourself. You'll be reminding yourself of your worth, your strength, your destiny. That alone changes the game, because now when life hits, you don't crumble. You adjust, you fight, you keep moving. Some of you have been waiting for a sign, waiting for the right moment, waiting for somebody else to believe in you. I'm telling you, the sign is this. The right moment is now, and the person who needs to believe in you the most is you. For 3 days, you can change the way you see yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you push yourself. And if you give yourself those 3 days, it'll be enough to prove to you that you're not average, you're not weak, you're not stuck. You're capable of building momentum, and once that momentum starts rolling, it's hard to stop. The danger is this. If you don't test it, you'll keep telling yourself it doesn't work. If you don't test it, you'll keep living the same cycle of frustration and regret. That's why you've got to commit to the 3 days. Not halfway, not when it's convenient, not just when you feel like it. For 3 days, you go all in. You change the words, you back them up with action, you stay consistent. And I promise you, by the end of that 3rd day, you'll look in the mirror and recognize a version of yourself you haven't seen in years. A version that's hungry, a version that's confident, a version that's ready. Once you've seen that version, once you've heard that new voice inside you, you won't settle for going back to the old one. You'll understand that the power was never outside of you. It was always inside. You just needed to test it, to feel it, to own it. And now that you have, you'll never give it up. 3 days to prove to yourself that you've been holding the keys all along.